Ooh, I love that. Hi, I'm Raborn Johnson for Sample Library Review, and today I'll be checking out Symphonic AI by Sample Logic and Red Room Audio. What happens when you combine the orchestral sampling prowess of Red Room Audio with the inventiveness and programming chops of Sample Logic? Something special, and that's what you have in Symphonic AI. Symphonic AI works in the full version of Contact 5.8.1 or higher. It includes 938 multi-sampled instruments and presets from 13 gigabytes of sample content made entirely from multi-sampled orchestral instruments. Symphonic AI is available from Sample Logic for $499.99, but is available for the introductory price of $249.99 at time of review. So today we have a very unique instrument called Symphonic AI, which represents a collaboration between Red Room Audio and Sample Logic. Essentially what we have here is the orchestral sampling and editing from Red Room Audio combined with the powerful animation and scripting that Sample Logic does with their fantastic Contact engines. And I have to say, their engines just continue to get better and better, and Symphonic AI is no exception. This is quite possibly the largest and most varied Contact engine I've ever seen. I've never seen anything that can do all of the different warping and mangling that this engine can do. So we're going to dive into the engine a little bit later. Let's talk about what's on the home screen, and then we'll go through some presets. So if you're familiar with Sample Logic instruments, you're going to be familiar with what you're seeing here. There's 4 sound cores. Each sound core is made up of 2 sound sources, and of course you can change the sound sources here, and you can control each sound source. And then you've got this great XY axis that you can play with. Of course, just like other Sample Logic instruments, there's presets that you can use to play with that. You can record your own. And again, there's just lots and lots that you can do by shaping all of the different sound cores, but I'm barely scratching the surface. Let's go ahead and dive into some presets, listen to those, and talk about the engine in more depth later. So we're going to hit the instrument preset browser, and again, very similar to what we've seen recently from Sample Logic. The categories are just really well done. All of the different categories you can see here can be combined to find all sorts of different instruments. Let's just start with the first one that loads up on the initial preset, and then let's go through some of the different tags that we have available to us. So this one is entitled Discover New Worlds. Really, really powerful. You can hear those orchestral samples coming through, but the way they come to life through that animation is really just awesome. So again, you can combine the different tags. You can say, like, I want an acoustic organic instrument that also is melodic and slow motion, and you'll find different instruments here. But let's actually go through a few presets for each category, starting with the acoustic organic. So many of these instruments are, of course, synced to your host tempo. So if you happen to be playing with a metronome, you're going to notice that you're going to get the most out of this. And of course, quantizing after you perform is always going to be best with these that are really syncopated and connect with your host's BPM. Really, really cool. And you can see here what the key range is when you start combining the sound sources. As we hit solo on these, you'll see that they light up in different colors. This represents for each sound source what key range it has. So you can see the first sound source, here's the key range for that. And then the second sound source, third sound source, fourth sound source. All right, let's do maybe one more. There's so many categories to get through that I don't want to spend too much time. So let's pick another one here. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Golly. I gotta say, these sound sources are just really, really great. You can really hear that orchestral feel coming through, even though you've got the synthesized, syncopated thing going on through the engine. You can definitely tell these are orchestral sound sources. All right, let's jump to a couple more ambient sounds. How about... I really like that. Ooh. Can continue to hear it echo there. And you can hit the little heart button to favorite those, and it will remember your settings, or excuse me, your favorites when you come back in. All right, let's check out some of the bass sounds. Can really hear the brass and the choirs coming through on that one. All right, let's jump over to bell-like. And to the bowed category, let's do one more. All right, let's move along to brass. Ooh, I like that one too. All right, let's jump down to, how about extraction point? Let's do one more. Ooh, I like that. I like that. It's a lot of really victorious sounding sounds in here. I really like that. I like those brass sounds a lot. How about Bright? Club Gotham. Ooh, I love that. I can see that being a really cool cue. That's the thing about these that I like so much so far, is sounds for me are not just they're not just a component of a great song or a great cue, but they really are a source of inspiration. And that's the thing I find about so many of sample logic instruments especially, is they just have such a great source of inspiration, especially all the animation that they do. It just really lends itself to just sparking an idea in you. I really like that. Let's talk a little bit about the engine, and then we'll go through some more sounds. So again, you can see here that you've got two sources for all of these 4 sound cores. Let's look at some of the animation possibilities. So for instance, these are all presets that you can use for the XY pattern. So I'm going to do horizon events. If I hit play, then as I play, you'll see that it goes through a particular pattern. Okay, let's try another one just to give you an idea of some different ideas. How about shimmering cores? I like that. How about subtle motion? That's a good way to look at it, to get a feel for what you're doing here. I really like that. You can hear how you're just subtly evolving. Really nice. So you've got 4 different sections here on the master window. You've got your core section, of course, with your sound cores. Here is where Sample Logic excels far and above beyond every other developer I know, and that's in the step sequencer. The step sequencer is just really second to none. Not only do you have independent step sequencers for all 4 cores, but you can do glitches, you can change velocity, you can of course do, the note value, the speed. You can do as many steps just about as you want to. I mean, look at this. I'm still going 128 steps. That's insane. You can copy and paste. There's even presets on here. You can just do all sorts of really cool stuff. So let's give you an idea. So I'm just trying out one sound core here. Do you hear that little glide? Okay, now you can get an idea of another one. And another one. That's really cool. I like that one. And you put all 4 together. Just really, really cool. And one thing I love that Sample Logic have added here that I wish every single developer would add to every single instrument like this is the ability to do MIDI drag and drop. So if you click here on MIDI drag and drop, and you actually play a pattern, then when it's finished, you can just simply hold this here and drag it into your DAW on any track and mimic that same pattern. It's just really, really cool. That's so helpful. You've got your effects here. For each one, you can see that you've got 6 effects for each core. And again, you can customize those to your heart's content, put them in any sequence that you want to. And you have a master effects section with 6 master effects that every core runs through. I'll get it right in a moment. And then one of the really, really cool things that Sample Logic have added in here is not just the ability to hit random and get a random sound source with random step animation and all that, but these 3 dots allow you to tell it exactly what you want to randomize. So maybe you want to keep the step animation, but you want to just change the source. So you can just change the source, you could change the length, I mean, any of these things, stutter, duration, whatever you want to. And when you hit random in that case, it's only going to change whatever you've actually told it to. So really, really cool. I like that a lot. All right, tons and tons of stuff here, as you can see. I am barely scratching the surface, and it's going to continue to be a splinter in my mind where all of those settings are for the different step animations, but trust me, there's tons of them in there. Let's move back into the instrument presets. So let's go into chordal harmony. Let's go through the clean sounds here. How about... Oh, that's really cool. I like that. I love that. You could just really hear the strings having a really cool pattern underneath that kind of detuned, dusty, almost tape loop piano. I really like that. Really, really cool. The thing I love about something like that, and especially with those orchestral sound sources, is you get that inspiration, and then you can not only use this library, but then you can take that library, you can take that inspiration into other libraries and really layer and combine and just create something really cool. One more. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, let's go to deep low end. Let's go to the detuned section. Oh, I love that. This is one of those moments when you open a new instrument like this that you almost just want to stop everything you're doing and just record as the inspiration hits you, because there's just so many cool things that can happen. Keys to the Mind. Man, I love that. Oh, I could just sit there and hold the damper pedal forever. That's so cool. Let's go to the dissonant category. Distorted, edgy. It's pretty cool. Okay. That's pretty cool. Echo Force. Let's jump over to the dry sounds. Chirogenic Edge. Got to jump a little bit faster here. How about echoing? That's pretty cool. Let's go to electronic effectual. Maybe one other in this category. Ensemble. That's really cool. That's dramatic. One thing I want to show you too, before we dive into a few more sounds, is just with the sound cores, you've got a lot of stuff just right here. So you can hit the sound cores actually, and you can load up just from the sound core. So you can change, you can change the entire sound just operating with the sound core, which is really cool. Or, if you want to if you like a sound, so let's say you like that, and maybe you just want to solo that one. Or maybe that's not the one you're looking for. It's one of the things I love about this instrument is that with those different sound cores, you can solo, when you hear a sound, if you only like part of it, you can deconstruct that sound really easily to find the part you like and just roll with that, which is really nice. And again, you've got your filter here. So let's say that you want to only change maybe the source, and you want to keep the same step animation. Then I think that's how you do it. Let's see. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. So then when you hit the next thing, keep the same step animation. Which is really cool. And of course, you've got the random button always that when you hit it, it just randomizes everything. So really, really cool. And you can hear how it's keeping everything there. So let's go back to our categories here. Coco K Beach. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy indeed. Oop. You can tell I am learning this instrument myself. There we go. All right. Now, it seems like I have... Yeah, I've kept something the same, so let me go... What have I done here? I don't know what I've done. There we go. I think we're back on track now. Forgive me. You can tell that these are just about right out of the box, so I'm learning along with you guys. Let's do energized drama here. All right, let's skip down to heavy. Oh, looks like we've done several of those, so let's go on to hybrid. I love sounds like that. Dusty old tape loop filling. I think I must have... Yeah, that's what I did. I made it to where I was having it only show my favorites. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing there. All right, let's go down to light. All right, I'm going to jump down. There's just so many categories. Like I say, I think there's over 930 sounds in here, so there's no way we can even barely scratch the surface in the context of this review, but hopefully this is giving you a really good idea of what's available. Let's try a few more sounds. How about melodic? Really, really cool. Jump down to the metallic. Pretty crazy. I like that. Jump down to the muted category. Noisy lo-fi? That's a cool sound. I like that. You can do that low, you can do it high. Let's check out a couple of pads. Panoramic. That is fast. Percussive sounds. Piano? I like that one. My playing didn't sound that great, but the sound sure did. Under the plucked category, how about Cocoa Train? punchy. So many of these sounds cross-reference with each other, and so you'll notice that I've already favorited some of these because even though we've not been in this category, obviously the sounds are going to fit into multiple categories. So Godzilla. That sounds like Godzilla. Short staccato. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that you could actually get the traditional sound sources in here as well. I think they're at the bottom here. Let me double check that. Am I right? No. Oh, I wish I could show you that. The traditional sound sources are in here as well, which give you things like close mics, or it might be the tree. I can't remember. There's like 2 mic positions. Again, I really wish I could show you that. Let me try and see if they're at the bottom here. Well, let me encourage you to check out the developer videos. They're really good, and they give you a lot of good in-depth information about how to not only use the interface itself, but how to find so many of these kind of hidden things. Because you can see, this is such a gigantic instrument. I mean, I'm barely scratching the surface in this interface. The scripting here is just super deep, super dynamic. There's just so much here that, again, I can barely, in the time that we have together, I can barely touch upon any of this. Oh, I think I found it. It's under source. Okay. Oh, I think I'm finding everything here, everyone. Yeah, here we go. So you can see here are actually the traditional orchestral samples. So you have those as well. So for instance, a 6-horn sustain. Let's see if we've got some strings here. Solo violin pizzicato. And I've got the step animator on. Sorry about that, everyone. Again, I'm here with you learning what I'm doing. And I don't know how to turn it off. Anyway. Oh, and look at this. What we were talking about earlier with all of the step animations. Here they are. They're under step. So you've got core, which is where you actually do your core instrument browsing, source, which is where you can actually change the individual sources, and the step animator. So this is, you can see here, there are just a ton. And of course, you can always create your own, like super, super deep. But there's tons of here, tons to choose from here. So you can see like non-chordal, to give you an example. You can see there is just so much here that you can do. I've got to say, of all the Sample Logic instruments, I mean, I've been impressed with Sample Logic for a long time because, again, their scripting is so deep. The animation that they do with their instruments, their step sequencer is second to none. And when you take that and you take some really high quality editing and orchestral samples from Red Room Audio, and you push those all together, this is what you get, and it's just really super powerful. Usually, this tells you how deep this instrument is. Usually when I do a review for Sample Library Review, I can pretty much go over the entire instrument in one sitting. I can't go over every single sound, but I can pretty much introduce you to all of the features. In this one, I'm still lost. It's so deep, it's so huge. There's just so much you can do. So first of all, there's over 930 presets. So if you're not a person that likes to tweak and sound design for yourself, there's plenty of fodder for you. But then if you are a person who likes to do your own sound design, you are a person that likes to tweak the sounds, to tweak the animation, to create your own step sequencing and patterns, I really don't know of a better contact instrument for doing that than what you have in Symphonic AI. I highly encourage you to check this one out. This is very possibly, I think I've tried about 3 or 4 different Sample Logic instruments just this year with Motion Keys, with Guitar Fury, just as a couple of examples. This one is, I would say, definitely my favorite. Super, super powerful. Symphonic AI, go check it out. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for checking out this video. I would love to know what you think about Symphonic AI. Would you use this in your own music? What do you think about the depth and quality? Comment below and share your thoughts. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Finally, be sure to visit samplelibraryreview.com for news, reviews, and our weekly deal compressor.